Dear President von der Leyden, I am a Hong Kong resident, and am writing to express my outrage and disgust at your comments on China's imminent enactment and implementation of the national security law in Hong Kong, one of China's many areas of territories under her jurisdiction. According to a recent news report, you were quoted as telling President Xi Jinping that China risks very negative consequences if it goes ahead with this law. By making such a threat to a state leader, you are showing the world your uncivilized and mafia-like behavior. You are also reminding the world, particularly us Chinese, of your barbaric past, when the European imperialists went out in full force invading, looting and colonizing weaker nations, unfortunately China being one. Your ancestors' footprints are still clearly evident in the French concession in Shanghai, the German architecture in Qingdao, and the numerous streets in my home city Hong Kong with English colonizers' names like Bottinger Street, Elgin Street, Queen's Road, Des Voeux Road, Nathan Road, etc. The atrocious acts of your European ancestors are certainly nothing to be proud of, yet, we Chinese, despite being the victim and having suffered a lot of the bitter past, have chosen to forgive. But we will never forget the atrocity, humiliation and afflictions. Never. I would like to remind you that since the European aggressions on our nation starting about 200 years ago with its ending in mid-20th century, we have learnt a very painful lesson, made adjustments to our past mistakes and shortage, established the right direction and moved on to a new China which is now the envy of the world and the pride of our own people. Every stage of our road to success in these few decades is achieved not through aggressions, bullying, looting or exploitations, but is done through our people's honest wit and intelligence, hard working and learning, and iron determination of our government to overcome obstacles. However, sadly to say, you and your people never seem to have been able to shake off your past racist superiority to take a close look at our country of today more realistically. On the question of my motherland enacting and implementing the national security law in Hong Kong, please first show me a member country of EU which does not have such a law in place. Second, please tell me if you will make the same threat to any of your member countries which has put in place or is planning to enact such a law in view of the imminent threats to the country. Third, please tell me if China has ever made any such threats to any of your member countries on their national security law, or has interfered with any of their internal affairs. On receipt of your reply to my questions, I would certainly be interested to follow up further with you. Also, as it is almost certain that the national security law will be implemented in Hong Kong, I am most curious as to what negative consequences you are going to inflict on us and our country. Just one word of advice. Racist bullying does not bestow you superiority, but rather it only drags you deeper into being the laughingstock of the world. Please help restore the world's law and order by being rational, considerate and civilized, and refraining from interfering unwarrantedly with our internal national security affairs. China is as rightful and justifiable as all European countries to do that for the good of her people. Yours sincerely, Vincent Wu.